Welcome back, Dragon Folk, to another fantastic beginner deck profile for those of you who are just getting into Magic the Gathering Arena. We only have a couple more of these dual color decks left, and then we'll get into the monocolored. But we'll actually go ahead and talk about my two favorite colors, which are red and white. Those colors combined, I like them a lot. I think they all work well. Usually they're in the sense of like they buff your creatures, but they also deal damage and they have removal, and it's a lot of like small things that you buff up with equipment and such. So you'll see a lot of that in the Company of Knights, which is the name of the deck that is given to you. So in this deck, you have 3 Venerable Knight, which when it dies, you can put a +1/+1 counter on target knight you control. A 2/1 for 1, pretty great. And when it dies, you can put a counter on another knight. And this deck is full of knights, so it's always great. Infuriate, low cost card. Creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn in an instant. So if you ever go into block and they go to block you with something bigger, you can always go ahead and trick them, right? And then just go, ha, just kidding, I have Infuriate. And buff your creature to kill their big thing with something small like Venerable Knight. Weaselback Redcap, 1/1 for 1, pretty great. And it gets +2/+0 till end of turn for every 1 red and 1 other you spend. So if you have like 6 mana on the board and it's all red, for instance, you can use his ability 3 times to give him +6/+0 and make him a 7/1. So it can be kind of intimidating early on. And it'll give you an opportunity for you to swing in and kill something of his, or of theirs if they haven't already killed your Weaselback Redcap. Short Sword. This is like that equipment I was saying. It's just an equipped creature gets +1/+1. It's a cheap equipment and gives the creature something. Nothing crazy though. Pacifism. So this is just another one of the wonderful things about playing white. There's a lot of enchantments, and these enchantments tend to make your opponent not be able to do anything with their creatures or their artifacts or anything. So you enchant creature can't attack or block, so pretty much just makes it useless, except for tapping abilities. You don't usually want to use this on something that has a tap ability or a mana ability of any kind, because they can still do that. So it's still useful. Worthy Knight, you usually want to play this first, and that way whenever you cast a Knight spell, you create a 1/1 white human creature token. So Youthful Knight, Venerable Knight, Weaselback Redcap is a Knight, so like if you want to get some good value, play this first, and then play your Knights. Youthful Knight, just a first strike, 2/1 with first strike. It's good because first strike allows you to kind of get in a little bit more, but obviously, once you buff this, you'll have more damage and more toughness. More power, more toughness. It'll work itself out. Rimrock Knight. Rimrock Knight is another one of those adventure cards, so essentially you can cast its first part as an instant to give a creature +2/+0 until end of turn. And then, if you wanted to, you could play it for its mana cost above. And it can't block. So it's a 3/1 that can't block. It's a Knight. 3/1 for 2 is pretty good. It's almost like having a 2/1 for 1. The fact that it can't block kind of sucks. So once it's on the field, it's kind of like if you can do anything to give it first strike or, trample or any kind of addition, any counters, that's always good too. Scorching Dragonfire, this is just removal. Deals 3 damage to creature, target creature or planeswalker. If it would die, you exile it instead. This is very good in the sense because if something was to be in the graveyard and you were to exile it, or you wanted to exile it, I should say, or kill it, you would essentially, your better bet is to exile it instead. That way, if you're playing against something like Ulgari, which tends to take stuff out of its graveyard and use it, then it's exiled, so it can't really touch it. Inspiring Veteran, another Knight. This guy, just when he's on the board, gives other Knights +1/+1, so very good all-rounder. It's like probably the most perfect average card. And then you give it that ability. It's great. Acclaimed Contender. This is a big knight in here. Essentially, when it enters the battlefield, if you control another knight, you can look at the top 5 cards, reveal a knight, aura, equipment, or legendary artifact from among them, and put it to your hand. It's a nice fetch. And normally you have knights on the board, so you're going to be able to do it. Ardenvale Tactician. This is a flying knight, so this is really nice because you have a flyer in here that allows you to kind of get over stuff and evade things. And it also has an instant where you can tap up to 2 target creatures. So let's say they've got 2 big baddies on the other side there, and you don't want to sacrifice any of your creatures. You could always go ahead and use its instant ability first to tap the 2 target creatures, and then go in with whatever you have on the board. That normally helps. Dub, pretty good enchantment. Creature gets +2/+2 in its first strike, and is a knight in addition to its other types. So anything that you might have that is not a knight, you could, like this, right? You could give it +2/+2 and it'd be in first strike and have it be a knight. Geyser's Acolyte enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures you control. So that's really cool. Just gives that more +1/+1 counters. Dazzler's Lieutenant, which is a rare in here. This one is pretty great because it's got vigilance and protection from multicolor. So if anything is multicolor, it can't like die from it. When it enters the battlefield, you can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, so it gives counters. And then when another creature or this creature dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. So all around, very good. When it dies, it does something. When it enters the battlefield, it does something. It's got vigilance, so it doesn't tap, and it's got protection from multicolor. Very good. Fireborn Knight, another very basic card, but it's got double strike this time instead of first strike. So for those of you who don't know what that is, you essentially, with 2 creatures battle each other, right? They fight at the same time if they don't have any of the strikes. But if a creature has first strike, right? Let's say this one has first strike. You attack first, and they don't deal any damage to you. You get to swing first, and then if it doesn't kill it, then that monster gets to attack you, and then damage resolves. And now double strike happens essentially in the same premise. Now it just attacks, right, in its own, and then it does, so it strikes, and then it strikes again, and then the opponent gets to strike. So that's kind of the concept. And then you can also buff it, so pretty nice. This is another rare in here, Haktos the Unscarred. This is a very weird one. They put it in here because it's a warrior, but you might make it a knight with dub. Attacks each combat if able. Enters the battlefield, choose 2, 3, or 4 at random, and then Haktos has protection from each mana value other than the chosen number. So, essentially, if 2 is chosen, anything else that does not have a mana value of 2 won't affect it. But, if it does have a mana value of 2, like if it's a kill spell, or a removal spell that has a mana value of 2, it will kill it. Burning Yard Trainer, another buff, enters the battlefield, yet another target knight you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample and haste until the end of turn. Pretty great. Also, he has haste. He's a little expensive, but worth a shot there. Grasping Giant, just a giant. It's got vigilance. And then when it becomes blocked by a creature, you exile that creature until Grasping Giant leaves the battlefield. So this is kind of a nice way for you to, like, if you can't kill something, or like if you can do like an infuriate right on this, then not only if it doesn't kill it, right, and you guys just like trade and it's like whatever, he actually will take it in like exile. So that's kind of neat. And then your mythic for the deck is Embercleave, which is probably one of the best equipments I've seen in a while, other than Maul the Skyclaves. It's got flash, so you can cast it as an instant. It costs 1 less for each attacking creature I control, so literally you can make it cost 2 red if you swing with 4 creatures. And then when it enters the battlefield attached to target creature, it gets +1/+1 and has double strike and trample. So that's kind of a nice one to keep at the end when like an opponent has something really crazy and they go to attack. You can just flash in Embercleave and attach it to a creature that's blocking said creature. It works out. And then you got your plains and stuff. Your plains, mountains, temples, all that stuff. So we're going to go ahead and give this one a shot here. Because I'm going to show you guys kind of how to play it. It's pretty straightforward in the sense of play. We also should probably get our... hold on one sec. Get the... Boop, boop, boop. Here we go. This guy down here. You'll excuse me for a moment as I figure this whole thing out. Right. Alright, so pretty good hand. I don't like him in here, but I do like these two in here, so I am actually going to keep it. I think that's definitely going to be a good call. But, so it's nice to kind of like get an idea of how these decks work, what their general idea is. So, for instance, with the starting hand, you'd probably put the plains down, put down the Venerable Knight. You could wait, but that way you could at least put it down at the same time as something else. That way it gets its death effect. But normally they can't kill it unless they have like shock or something. So see, now we pulled a Worthy Knight. And now what we're going to do is wait. We are going to wait. Because our Worthy Knight will actually be able to get us multiple tokens if it doesn't die automatically. Raugrin Triumph. Interesting thing. Okay. We're going to play Worthy Knight. We're going to see if they have anything to do to that. Okay, foretold something. So, let's just play Venerable. The whole point is to kind of preserve your stuff. You know, I'm sure previous videos you'll see I'm not always so great at, like, not throwing out everything I have. So, you see, that was worth it because I, you know, made sure I didn't put down anything else. Now, I'm not getting any more lands, which is not fantastic, but we are going to at least play something. Played the Doomscar a little early, I think, but it could just be his MO. So yeah, so looks like is a lot of expensive stuff in our hand and we're not getting any lands, so kind of unfortunate. I don't expect there to be much more coming our way. Alright. Now we're gonna swing. But I don't know if we actually want to. No, we won't. We're gonna hold off. We essentially, if we can buff it up, it gets rid of him being able to do any kind of, like, crazy early removal. Although he's not... What is he, taking a timeout? Yeah, one more land would at least help us out a little bit, but unfortunately that does not seem to be actually happening. I would say I'll probably draw two here. That's nice. So see, yeah. So see, this is a situation where 6 land to 3 land, definitely not looking great for us. But, you know, we just gotta kind of try, right? Okay, he's an adventure. Right, okay, create a goblin. Blammo. Okay, so we could kill it. There's a lamp. Okay. So now we can put down, hack those, so we can put down Fireborn Knight, which actually might be a good call, because we have our dude out, so a 3/4 double striker is pretty great. Yorian, okay. Everything goes away and then comes back. He gets to venture again. He just foretold Doomstar, I think. Venture again. He's going to put a +1/+1 counter on something. Probably Yorian, if I were to guess. I would be correct in saying that. Ooh, that's actually not bad. Let's also bring out Haktos. I don't think this is going to work out the way we want to, but 2. Get protection from everything but 2. So we're not going to swing, because he could block with Yorian, and that will suck. And now he'll activate Wizard Class's ability to draw 2 cards. He's also got Doomscar. But Doomscar won't affect us. Or won't affect Haktos, I should say. Also, Doomscar destroys all of our stuff. I don't know why he would use that when he's got Yorian, but... Okay. Well, we can do a couple things here. If I put him in, it's going to be 5. I'll have nothing. If I put him in, 3. I also don't want to put in too much, because if I do... you know what? We will be. Yeah. So he can attack. That's at least nice. That's at least nice. He's got protections. He can't really like not, so can't be blocked by anything. Okay, what is that? Target attacking creature gets +1/+1 for each other attacking creature and gains double strike. Assuming Yorian? Okay. So he's got double strike. He's a 2/2. I think he just gave himself up. Can he do 2 damage to me right now? Or is he going to Yorian? Or is he going to Doomscar? Yeah. Cool. Alright. Well, there we go. That was our first win with that deck. Like I said, that Haktos card is kind of a hit or miss, because most creatures on the board are going to be they are going to be like 2, 3, 4-ish in that realm. Normally anywhere from 3 to 4 if they're like really strong. So it's kind of difficult because like you could have a really good one or you could really not, and it all depends. I don't like having just planes. That's better. I think we might just put back the pacifism for right now. As much as I like it. As much as I like it. We'll see. It'll probably screw me. If I'm being entirely honest. Put down. Put down the back first. Anything? Oh, he's waiting to crack. Now he's gonna crack it for a what? Planes. Okay. So 2 planes. Strict rock. Oh. I mean, there's nothing else I can do with it, so. Oh, Gerald's life. Okay, it's planes. Never a permanent entering the battlefield. I mean, it's got flying. I don't know why you wouldn't, but. No, I won't do it. I won't do it. That's fine. Cool. I mean, like, you're playing white, so Doomscar probably is a thing, but wait a minute. But did he pay the cost? He must have. We could always just. That's fine. Lead spellbind. Oh, he's gonna get rid of Fireborn Knight. That's the only thing in there that he can touch. See, it's sad because I have too many lands. But, we are going to Windscar. And we are going to Scorching Dragonfire. And we'll swing for 4. He'll probably block 1, as he should. Alright. See, now comes the problem where I have just too many cards in my hand, or not enough cards in my hand. And I hate it. Not much you can do in regards to that. I will go ahead and not attack. Well, I mean, like, theoretically we could. But I also don't want him to get, like, a frickin', you know, I don't want him to get a equipment on him, but Sparring Regiment is also really nice. Okay. So that's unfortunate. I'll block. That's, yeah, Luminarch Aspirant's pretty nasty here, I will say. Blam. I mean, even if I did this... So I could give this to her. See what happens here. Probably take it, if I were to guess. He gets like +2 on this thing at all times, so... That sucks. For sure. Definitely sucks. Definitely not good. I would say that is not something I thought about. At this point, I'll just block with that. Not gain any life. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. Well, we officially have nothing. I mean, maybe we could pull it out of our ass. No. Let's wait. We get instant on our turn. Okay, another aspirant. Entering combat. What did he put double on that one? Okay. Wait. So he's still got it. I think they've still got it, but the double Luminarch is always fantastic. Can't really go wrong. Yeah. No. 16. Yeah. There's no way, because there's no Doom Scars in this deck. Yeah. Yep. So we'll go ahead and concede there. Unfortunately, they definitely pulled out the big guns there, but that's okay. That sparring regimen definitely did a number on us. But we always learn, right? And luckily, I mean, this meta is still very, how do I say? The deck I'm using is very old compared to the meta that is now. So, I would like things to be more expensive, or less expensive, but I'll take it. As long as I get land, fine. But, yeah, normally how this works is you have, there's just a lot more, when the new decks come out, there's just normally more, update to a meta, you know? And so, when these beginner decks rotate out, at least I think the color ones will rotate out, I think they'll rotate out. But if they don't rotate out, then you'll have these for historic, I guess. But these will be nice to have for later on for historic specifically. Next, untap each snow permanent you control. Um... See if he'll let me. But he can pay the mana, attack, and then pay the mana again. So this is probably where he's going to go off. I probably should have just waited. Got it. Well, that's not so bad. Well, I'm not gonna... Well... No, I won't block. Should have equipped that thing, but... Okay. Well, that's nice. I'd be a little mad about that if I were him, but... That's like his whole thing. Is like... I guess he's got to have something for this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he was banking a lot on making this work, and unfortunately did not happen. I don't know. I feel like I should wait. What is that? 3, 6, 8. Oh, that's actually game. Just kidding. See, there I was. There I was looking to get rid of the game. All right, 2-1. 2-1, there we go. Not too bad. Not too bad, I'd say. So, who knows? Maybe we'll hit a solid 3-2, maybe 4-1. Who's to say? But it's good to know that some of these decks, it's not even like that they hold a candle, because they really don't. These decks do, in fact, they're outdated. They're not very fantastic. But they are formidable. I mean, if your opponent just, like, forgets how to do their deck, or, like, doesn't... Like, they just don't do anything, you have a pretty good chance of there being something there. Set up our board, I guess. Are they playing Jeskai, or are they playing... Because it's got to be a cycle deck, right? Yeah, there it is. No block. Okay, but now they're tapped out, so now's the time where we play Pacifism on that. And we play Venerable Knight. So now we just see what happens, right? We just gotta play the cards, hope for the best. They're gonna play Draenith Singer, of course. Cycle. Blam, okay, cool. Great. Planes. And we're going to Basri's. So we'll see. This is Jeskai Cycling, and Jeskai Cycling is kind of an annoying deck to play against. Okay, glad I didn't use that passive. So he's going to be able to passively deal damage to me through that. What he should be doing is doing all of that on his turn, though. He should not be doing it all on my turn. Or on his turn. He should be doing it on my turn. Unless he's specifically looking for something silly. Yeah, let's hit that with the pacifism. Got a life gain, that's good. So, it's either a race or something's bound to happen. I'm not quite sure, but I think we've got it. Because he just keeps singing. He's looking for something specifically. Probably looking to flare. If he spends 3 to bring Luris to hand, he dies. So, he does flare. Okay. Don't do that. That's dumb. Ah, fuck. No, dude. I win now? No, I don't. Oh, maybe. Ah, so close. He's probably got another flare in hand. If he does, I lose. But actually, if he does, I still win. Now I'll lose. Yeah, that's it. He's got a flare. Yep. Man, dude, Jeskai Cycling. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. And that looked pretty good in our favor, but unfortunately not in the cards. So, well, got a little pack for us doing that. All right, one more game with the good old Boros colors. Like I said, I mean, these decks are very, very old when they were made. I did not make them. This is all Magic the Gathering Arenas stuff. So all of that is going to be that's all on them. I didn't have any creation to any of these things. But they were good decks when they came out. They're still pretty good decks now. You could see that, like, if it wasn't for the fact that he pulled really good on getting those Zenith Flares, probably would have won. In the Fang Bearer. Okay. Well, I don't like Finn the Fang Bearer. I'd prefer if he did not exist. That's usually enough to get somebody to scoop, but he's probably got another one in his hand, if I were to guess. Let's see, okay. Well, I like the idea behind this. Actually, I like the idea behind this. Okay. Won't attack. We're going to try to bait them into attacking, and then I'm going to infuriate our human. Okay. Actually, I'll probably just Rimrock our human. If you can plus some zero and gain indestructible. Well, it gains indestructible any. Oh wait, no, that's not. You control 3 or more snow permanents. It's plus 1/+0 and gains indestructible. Those creatures fight each other. Well, I guess there's no choice. Both die. You are going to attack. Perfect. Blank. Worth it. Now we can go ahead and put out our Iron Veteran. Swing into that. It's all about just like it's a reaction game for a lot of it, right? You know, a lot of this stuff is all death touch. This whole deck is death touch, so it's all about getting your creatures to deal damage to your opponent's creatures to kill them. Victor Hand is gonna bring back the Fangblade, okay. Oh, and then he's gonna venture. Up to one creature card from your graveyard to your hand, right? And then you're gonna venture. Tomb of Annihilation is what he chose. Very interesting. Actually going to do this again. Alright, we'll see if we've got it. He's okay. 3-2. 3-2 with the deck, folks. 3-2. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all, I'd say. For being in Platinum, granted it's like Platinum 4, so by all means I'm not like, you know, the best. But, Platinum 4, this did pretty well. It did pretty well. Where's our thing? Right here. So, did pretty good. Yeah, that's essentially how Boros plays. It's a lot about getting small stuff out and then having bigger, like, average size creatures come out and buff those creatures. Lifelink's a big thing in white. So is, like, you know, enchantments and stuff like I had said before. So that's kind of the concept. There's a good amount of control in white. A lot of people say that white is like the worst color to play in Magic. I don't think so. It's a nice defensive route, and frankly, mono white is one of the best decks that's being played in the standard currently, as of July in 2021. So I don't see why that would be the case, why anybody would say that white's the worst to play. Can you control the board better with blue or black? Yeah, probably. But at the end of the day, right, it's all about, it's not just about the deck you have, right? It's about the player behind the deck. And that is truly the difference between a player and a great player. So, and I'm not a great player. But anyway, that's it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile. And we got a couple more coming for you. Quite a few more, actually. And then, you know, we'll be moving on to more like personally made decks, and we'll try those out and see how they work. But till then, you should grab yourself a drink and get yourself a snack. Prepare yourself for the next episode. I'll see you then. All right. Nerd out.